Warning: this podcast may contain explicit content. Parental approval advised. Welcome to another episode of Speed Limit Podcast. And our guest today, he is a Human Paladin from the guild, currently in character. And he is also the creator of our new entertainment in our server, Deviateradio. So please welcome Keldrick.
It says, you give a poor man a fish and you feed him for a day. You teach him to fish. You give him
You can hear me?
Yes, I can.
Perfect.
How you been?
Yeah, pretty. How about you?
Hold on. Let me see. Somebody just whispered me, can I get you to trade my alt, an item, and some gold? So you're interested. Oh, they trust me that much, I guess.
No, that's good.
Trial Gurubashi Warrior.
Ooh, no, I'm not so sure.
Actually, they're giving me their stuff, so I can trade it to their alt. They, trust me, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's
maybe trust.
Yeah, maybe it's a thing. It's only like 7G and some knife, one spell damage knife. Well then. What if I like disconnected? My power went off or something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that 7 gold. I guess it's mine now. What are you right now? Did you want to like meet up in game for? Do you normally meet up in game for the novelty of it? Or?
We can, yeah. You want to meet up at Ratchet? It's probably the fastest for you, right?
Ratchet in 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay, cool. Sorry about this. I got distracted really quick there. You know how the game is. Which is pretty good, pretty awesome about it. It's you play this game, we can talk, and there's no like, oh, you need to stop playing and play and talk to me. You know, I always encourage people to play and talk. I don't like the idea of just sitting down and I probably be a good idea sometimes, because I notice that I can focus more on the conversation other than talking. But at the same time, if I'm really pay attention to what we're talking about, then I can usually get a hold of the conversation pretty well. I'm hurting to gadgets and.
Yeah, I'm about to take out of Manithil.
That's alright. So Keldrick is your main then, right? Keldrick.
Yeah.
And you are in what guild are you in?
I am the GM of Currently in Character.
Currently in Character.
Yes.
Oh, cool. Is that like did you just create that guild, or?
We've been around since actually about 3 days into the server's creation.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. A very old guild, but we've never actively recruited. We've never been the type of guild to send out like recruitment messages and trade chat or something. We only started doing that recently.
Sure, yeah. I mean, it's not what it's about. You really just
we're focused more on being like a connection guild.
Yeah. I think the same thing as some of the guild that I've seen here for a long time, Landlubbers. I don't know if they're what their progress is like in terms of raiding, but I've seen them. Well, at least they're active on their RP and stuff.
Yeah, the Landlubbers are a good RP guild. I actually know that that they have recently been completing a lot of their raids and a lot faster than before.
Mm-hmm. It's so funny listening to talk with your. This is your normal voice, right? Without
this is a little more of my normal voice.
That's cool, man. Like I wish I could do stuff like that, like get into character. And unfortunately, I only have one character, and that's Speed Limit. It's not.
Speed Limit's a cool dude.
Oh, thank you. So it's Keldrick. Is that one of your main guy there? That's in that's the host. or no, it was someone else, Captain something.
The host is Captain Happy.
Captain Happy. There you go. Yeah. The host is Captain Happy, and how many hosts do you have there? Or
I as Captain Happy am the host, and I host with my buddy Mandwell, who is played by the GM of Vengeance of Elune, Nakahashi.
Oh yeah, cool, man. That's really exciting. Yeah. When you started talking at first, I'm like, it's kind of skeptical. I'm always one of those type of person that like, I don't care about the sharing my songs, but it's just like, I don't know what's about it with me is that like I need to know that person first before interacting with some sort of giving my songs and stuff like that. But I'm glad you kind of understand that, and I've always been this way. I guess I've learned from my friends who are really, really paranoid about about
I've
nothing.
had artists who had their shit stolen.
The
Deviant this was big.
The what?
The website DeviantArt.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of artists put their stuff up there, and then they didn't know that the website was actually selling their artwork to businesses like Hot Topic to just put onto shirts.
Oh no!
The artists weren't credited; they weren't given any money or anything.
Oh no! Shit!
It was really big,
man.
Pretty bad time for artists.
Yeah, but in my case, I mean, if this is just like parodies and stuff, I mean, it's still putting my time on.
Oh, dude, even parody works.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. Like I said, I got to know you and checked out your resources. Tiny talked to you a little bit, talked about you a little bit. So I was like, okay, I trust that guy. I've talked to him. He seems pretty cool, and kind of, I'm like, okay, everything should be fine. It should be.
I guess I should thank Tiny then.
Yeah,
putting it word for me.
Yeah, and I mean, when I looked at your website, I kind of thought, there's like, okay, this guy is starting. I'm gonna help him out. I'm gonna help you out. We'll eventually help each other out along the run. And I was thinking about my new song that I recently recorded. Have you heard of it? It's called Hunter Weapon.
No.
Yet. It's in the last song of it's on the outro of Warblade episode. But
what?
Warblade episode number 19. That's the outro.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, if you listen to it, I'm still kind of polishing it off, and it's I think I just got the last part done, but I need to listen to it a million times again and see what's wrong with it so I can fix it.
I would love to hear it when you're done.
Yeah, but it's on that last episode. I mean, it's an hour and 19 minutes of conversations with Warblade. I don't know if initially I wanted to do like 30 minutes, 40 minutes conversations, but it keeps ending up into a longer time, and I noticed that when I look at the clock, it's like, okay, 30 minutes, maybe I should call it. But then my guest would started talking about some cool stuff, or like, it draws me in even more to kind of.
Yeah, I know.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just saying that the interviews with Tiny and TC, like every time you thought something was done, then they just start talking about something that's more interesting,
Yeah, I mean, it like bounces each other off when it comes to talking. I'm pretty sure we're gonna do the same thing here, and so yeah, Keldrick. What was your guild again? Sorry, something.
Currently in character.
Currently in character. Okay. So what gets you to, or what are you doing right now? Like, are you on flight or?
I am wandering around Ratchet like a chicken with his head cut off.
Okay. It's supposed to fly there. I just landed here. Like, hold on, Ratchet. And you're a what
Paladin?
class? Paladin? Okay, paladin, human paladin, or dwarf?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man, I've never had a dwarf. I don't think I've had a dwarf yet. Doesn't matter. No.
There's not too many dwarf paladins.
No. Oh man.
Like there's a good amount of them, but more of them are human.
I guess it has something to do with the freaking passive rep increased, right? That's probably what the majority of people. That's why they use. They
Possibly.
Yeah. Because
I made my character the way he was because this was the first character I made when I was a kid, and I got Warcraft back in Burning Crusade when that first.
Yeah.
And this Keldrick was the first character I ever made, and so I recreated him exactly as he was, including his two professions, alchemy and herbal.
Nice. What server did you play in Burning Crusade? That's you didn't play vanilla, but Burning Crusade.
Yeah, I came in like right when Burning Crusade came out.
Okay.
I was on the realm Gilneas.
Gilneas. Okay. That's was that a PvP or?
It was a normal realm.
Okay.
But it was the realm that had the first level 80 when Lich King came out.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
Is that Athene?
Right?
Was that Athene?
I can't quite remember, but that name does ring a bell.
He's the naked paladin meme. He had this old video where he's saying like, if I'm naked and I kill you, who's having fun, me or you? I think he's like Russian or something. But it's been a long, but it's been a long time since I seen him. I think he has a cult now or something. I don't know. It's been a long time, man. There's a bunch of that people that were into World of Warcraft. They just created videos. And they become part of meme culture, and one of them is Athene the Paladin. And
that sounds so good.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably watch some old videos from him, and he was making fun of like people in PvP. It's like, but yeah, the whole point of that was, I think he did some sort of speed leveling. I'm not sure if it's Burning Crusade or Wrath of the Lich King or maybe even Cataclysm, but I think it's one of those two expansions, because he was talking about, or they were trying to they did that achievement thing right before Burning Crusade came out. Right, like a few months before that, they enabled the achievement titles, but I'm not sure if that included the first 80 achievements, or maybe that was just like maybe Blizzard just recorded that on their own and posted it or something.
I don't know. This guy seems like he's done a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Gaming for good. That's apparently the name of his religion.
Yeah. Yeah, he started a cult. It's hilarious. And he was and he was like I think he was ripping people off, and he was telling them that they were ripping them off, but they'd still like send them money just for the view.
Wow.
Yeah. But I don't know if he's still around. So how do you know Tiny?
Tiny? I met Tiny back in the early days of when the server started. Seeing those messages get broadcast in the main cities of Tiny's song.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point in time, I just decided to message Tiny and say, hey, I absolutely love your songs. My wife is a huge fan of it. She giggles at every. And, I figure like any fan message that gets sent to a person, sent back a heart and like, oh, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
And over this random week, we ended up running into each other almost every single day of the week in the most random of places, like in the middle of Swamp of Sorrows. I think we ended up running into each other near the Badlands.
Oh wow.
Like some weird place, and we just kept running into each other until eventually I can't remember whose idea it was, his or mine, but we were just like, hey, you know what? Let's start chatting, and we quickly became good friends, and yeah, we started like coaxing each other to start leveling, because we were both role players and we weren't really too active into leveling up. We didn't quite care.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were just both coaxing each other to level up, and eventually he got higher than me in level, and he was like, oh my god, come on, how did my slow leveling ass get above you? And so we were just pushing each other along, right? Oh, you're in Purge. How is that guild?
It's great. It's I think it's perfect for me right now, because learned a lot of I've kind of made a lot of friends here, and learned their ways of raiding, and it just feels right.
Isn't Purge a raiding and like PvP troll guild?
No, it's what do you mean? Like just PvP?
Well, like world PvP rather than battlegrounds, and because oftentimes the guild name Purge gets associated with those people who stand outside of the Dark Moon Fair and Dire Maul, and they keep cleansing people of the buffs that they just got.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
That's what that guild name gets associated with on the Alliance.
That's funny. Oh,
like a lot of times we see Purge, and if they're a shaman, we kill them.
Oh shit, that's funny. Because my main is a shaman, so.
Ooh.
I don't know if you know the name, but it's Green Hell. It's
Green Hell.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if I've seen you around too much.
Well, the thing is, whenever I'm playing with my shaman, it's just raiding part. I should help people out to get their gears, and maybe like do some jump runs. I did jump runs with one of my tanks. It was fun. It was my first jump runs. And actually, jump runs, yep. Are you familiar with jump runs?
No.
Jump runs is pretty much getting into. Usually, when you hear jump runs, you would think of Dire Maul East, because that's where all the gold is in terms of farming dungeons. Usually, you get a tank and a healer, or maybe three people. Tank, healer, DPS. But usually jump runs would consist into 2 or 3, maybe even 4 if you guys want to be faster. But usually 3 is probably the best, because that way you could distribute the gold with only 3 people without having to split that in 4 groups. And one of the perks about going to Dire Maul East is that after the boss there, do you remember the boss there when it's like when you kill him, then there's this cave that opens up with lots of imp, and inside that cave there's a lot of thorium vein that you can mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if one of you is a miner and one of you is a herbalist, then that's a perfect pair, because there's a lot of stuff you can herb there and mine as well with that last part of the dungeon, and you keep repeating it. And also, if you have a disenchanter with you, you can disenchant some greens that drops from the 2 bosses or 3 bosses that you kill there. They when you disenchant one green there, it becomes the Greater Eternal Essence, which is really expensive right now. Way more. Yeah. So I think with 2 people, the estimate of how much gold you can make per hour is like 56 to 60 gold, which is pretty good with 2 people. But with 3, depending on the drops, with the arcane crystal from the mine, and depending on how you guys split it up, you roll on it, you do round robin on it, you could fairly make the same amount of gold, maybe even more, depending on how lucky you guys are. With that, having 3 people, it would be faster to clear, and it's more safer. Since you have a DPS with you, you kill faster mobs with that. So
exactly.
So that's the deal of jump runs. So it's pretty cool. I think it's one of the ways that I probably enjoy farming, instead of having to deal with my resto, and I can't really kill shit with my resto. I'd have to group up with people.
So how do you normally conduct these interviews? Is it like recording right now?
Yeah, it's been recording for about maybe like 15 minutes or so.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Oh, so it's already been going.
Yeah.
All right then.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's nothing like elaborate questions. Like I write questions down and ask you. I just it makes it more natural, I guess. Just like talking, I guess.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, I get that. So how long have you been doing the podcast?
Shit.
Like what made you start doing it?
Well, let me see my my date here, my schedule. January, December 13th is when I started my first interview. That's when I uploaded it. And I think I uploaded that. I think I did talk to him about like maybe the following Saturday, maybe that last Saturday of that 13th. But anyway, I thought about this like maybe like a month before I started talking to people and interviewing them, because my thought was having a podcast sounded cool, and I always wanted to try a podcast, but I didn't know what content I wanted to create. And then I started thinking of what are the pros and cons of creating a podcast. If I wanted to do some type of entertainment research, just talking about superstition stuff, or maybe something else. I didn't know what I wanted to do, so it was just kind of in my head for a while, and I just kind of let it stay there for a while until I had this epiphany where I was at work one day. I'm just like, oh, what if I interviewed people in my game, since I've been playing this game and I already have a speed limit character. I want to make him the actual host.
Nice.
And I started thinking about it, and then I think I created a website like the week after, and then did all my Photoshop and recreated the pages and created accounts, did all that, RS feed to the other places like Google, Apple, and all that stuff, and everything was ready to go. And then I scouted Ashenvale for about a couple of hours to see, to see if somebody's like talking a lot or whatnot. And I found that Doomscream was my first guest. He was saying something, and I seen him again like a couple of minutes later, and then I was like, okay, maybe this is the guy. So I whispered him, and he didn't want to do it at first because he was like skeptical. I was like, oh, I can't do it. I'm like, no, it's nothing like an elaborate form of discussion or anything like that. It's just like right now what we're doing. We're talking, we're chatting on Whisper, but in a form of dialogue with just speaking to each other.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we'll try it. And then we set a schedule, and then we did it, and it was it was really bad in my part, because I think I recorded it when I was on my in-laws, and I had a crappy mic, and I don't know, it just didn't turn great. I thought at first, but then I started like messing with the editing, and I edited so much. I spent like at least an hour on it, just editing, and just like, okay, I'm excited about this, I'm gonna post it. And then after that, I exactly wanted to do that, and I started scouting for more guests, until a few months later, I'm on my freaking 20th episode or 19th episode.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
You seem to be gaining a lot of popularity lately, especially on the Alliance.
Yeah, the Pug Guild.
Yeah, TC's interview really helped with that, huh?
Yeah. So yeah, shout out to those guys, and especially TC and Tiny and PP Storm. And I've been kind of really enjoying talking to you guys on the Alliance side, and I encourage more people from Alliance to sign up. So that's my number one priority right now, because even though we fight in the freaking Azeroth in the world, in the battlegrounds, I'm still stoked to talk to everyone, especially Alliance. I can never seem to converse with them during game. So
have you ever been to the Tipsy Titan before?
I have not, actually.
Have you heard of it?
I have, yeah. Somebody whispered me today and invited me to join on Saturday midnight, something, Tipsy Titan, for Horde and Alliance get together.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm planning on going, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, did you know that the Tipsy Titan is hosted by me?
Yeah, I kind of got that. Tipsy Titan, is that like a place, or is that like an event?
The Tipsy Titan is the name that we as players have given the bar in the back of Stormwind's Park District, because it has no sign or anything. There's no actual name for. And so when I first took over the place, I had to come up with a name.
Mm-hmm.
And the Tipsy Titan was the first thing that came out. That there's like a book near the door about the War of the Ancients, so I figured maybe something about that. And I was like, something about what's a drunk word that starts with a T?
Mm-hmm. Cool.
The Tipsy Titan was born.
So can you elaborate more of like the placing of this area, if you want? If you don't want people to find out, if it's just a secret thing, then is it
those in the know?
Mm-hmm.
It's quite fine. Like every Saturday night at the stroke of midnight, the Tipsy Titan opens its doors, and I bartend with both of my accounts. I use Keldrick and Gregory Penn, who is I roleplay him as the old deceased owner of the Tipsy Titan,
mm-hmm.
from before Keldrick took over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And I bartend for both the Alliance and the Horde there. Gregory Penn is a warlock, so I summon the Horde in from, so that they all have safe passage in.
That's really cool, man. And is this Tipsy Titan a neutral place? That it's a neutral ground. It's a holy ground that nobody can fuck with each other. If that happens, then they get kicked out.
It is most definitely a holy ground. That we have a very loyal clientele who stand by my one rule, which is there will be no swinging of blades nor slinging of spells. Fights happen with fists.
That's pretty badass, because that reminds me of I don't know if you've read Dresden Files.
Sorry, which one?
Dresden Files.
No.
They in the book they have this place. They have this bar It's like a meeting with demons and fairies that no one can and humans and warlocks and all this crazy magical creatures and humans, of course, wizards. They go into this bar to meet up and talk and negotiate, and it's a holy ground, and nobody can fuck with each other there. If somebody fucks with each other, I think they die or something. And it kind of reminds me of that, which is pretty cool, man.
I like that similarity.
Yeah.
But the last person who started a fight in the Tipsy Titan did indeed get killed.
Nice.
They swung with their fists, and that was okay. But then they started to cast spells, and then a bunch of people clobbered. Not going to say who it was.
That's good. So, how many people are usually goes to this place, Tipsy Titan?
Actually, quite a few people. I've seen at times like upwards of 20 horde sitting in there with like 10 or 15. But then, incidentally, after the horde went home, then the Alliance showed up at like 4 a.m. and then there was like 30 Alliance people, and just Thrax sitting in the middle of the mall.
That's funny. That's cool, man. Yeah. Maybe this Saturday I can make it, but we'll see how it goes. I'd like to come, of course.
I would love to see you there.
Yeah, good old speed limit and hanging out with the guys.
Serve you one of our Titan ales.
Yeah. So the Deviateradio. How did you start up this radio thing? Is it prior to this? Have you thought about just doing like a regular podcast, or where did this idea come from?
Well, the idea came from I was looking at the different media outlets that are on the server and the different things that engage the community, and I was noticing that we have a newspaper, we have a tabloid, and both of these are primarily Horde publications. I understand they have a lot of like Alliance writers for the Daily Deviant now, but you know that they were originally a Horde publication. Let's face it. And then there's your podcast, which isn't necessarily like a news source, but it's still like a media of the server. And like again, it's another Horde media, right? So I thought, well, maybe we need like some piece of Alliance media. And at the same time, I was thinking, well, we have a newspaper, we have a magazine. Well, what about like a news show? Like I was originally planning on doing like a news channel broadcast kind of thing. But obviously, I don't have the time in my life with a day job to do all those video edits.
Sure.
So, I was inspired by some of those radio shows that I used to listen to, like radio broadcasts. I used to listen to like I don't know if you know like back in Britain that they had like these old pirate radio broadcasts, where like back when rock and roll was illegal.
Yeah.
And so I would listen to like online radio stations made from like Winamp and shit. Like people would make these things, and that they were like rebelling pirate radio stations that would play whatever the heck they wanted and not this mainstream stuff. And I was like really into that, you know. And so I drew a little bit of inspiration from those from when I was a kid, and one of my other inspirations was back when I played Fallout, that there's like that Galaxy News radio station, and that thing's playing all the time. You got that one guy who's just like playing around with these discs, and he's got this radio play that he's recorded all himself, and like you listen to that thing, and you could tell it's all his one voice. He's playing every character in it, and I was so inspired by that.
Yeah, I'm glad that, like I said, I'm glad that people are coming out of their talent. What is that terminology that I'm looking for? I'm always struggling.
Coming out of the woodwork?
Yes. But anyway, yeah, I'm glad there's people out there like you that are, starting with this, and especially Alliance. You're right about that. And it can't be just a horde-driven entertainment,
Yeah.
Yes.
One of my major other but like inspirations for doing this, like one of the things that made me think, oh my god, I've really got to do this, was two of my other friends on the Alliance are both separately musicians who have had their own bands over the years.
Oh, cool. Is that where you got your the other bands from?
Yeah, actually, that there's the music from the station is made entirely from the people of Deviant. And there's about 6 or 7 different artists currently on the station, and I've got people messaging me wanting to put their songs on it. It's so great.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm absolutely honored to have you on the station too.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. It's like
your music is fucking amazing, man.
Oh, thank you. There's a lot. Like I said, I wanted to get to know you first and stuff, and now we're talking, and you seem like a pretty good, reasonable guy. That hopefully, there's no there's no betrayal in between our agreements. I doubt there will be, unless it's some crap happen or whatever. But I can't
even imagine what would happen.
That's just me being paranoid. Like I said, I'm just paranoid as fuck. I don't know when I started become like this. I think it, like I said, I think I surrounded myself with a bunch of paranoid people where it kind of clinged to me, and I started thinking that way. I think that happens a lot. But
I mean, it's good to be protective of your work.
Definitely, but overprotected is not really healthy either. And
yeah.
And so now your first episode has come out. Are you looking to putting out your episodes each week, or what's your is it gonna be like a scheduled uploads and published, or like what's the plan?
Well, the plan is to try to put it out every 2 weeks. I was originally going to try and do it every week, and I had the insane idea when I first came up with it to put it out twice a week. I really don't think that's going to happen, but a much more manageable thing, because it takes just over a week to produce this thing and edit it, and with all the recording and such, and all the writing included. So, like, if it's just over a week, I might as well give myself a 2-week pipeline.
Yeah, that works out a lot. I think 2 weeks is the best. I started doing mine every 2 weeks. Before, when I started, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this every 2 weeks, or maybe every week, something like that. I had the set schedule to upload it every Friday or something like that, or every other Friday. But I kind of found, now don't get this anything from me, like if I say this, okay? Like, I mean, don't listen to me. This is just what I think. I find that uploading it on a schedule seems more of it's more stressful for me, I guess, because I'm anticipating the day when I'm going to upload it. Now my time.
Oh yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, and now my time is like, because when I started this, we're only raiding Molten Core then. It's only one freaking raid, right? And when BW started, I started to notice, I'm like, shit, I can't do this like every week now. I gotta push it to every 2 weeks, maybe even more, because my priority right now is to raid Molten Core, BWL, when it came out, and Molten Core 2. So in between those days, I would farm and get gold and prepare for pretty much the end raid of BWL, so we can improve and kill all the bosses. And we were fine, right? The flow continued every 2 weeks, and then ZG came out. So I'm like, I gotta rethink my schedule again. And then what will happen in AQ then? I think I exactly know what to do whenever there's a new raid comes out. I think I kind of figured out what to do, so I think I'm good for now anyway. But
Well, that's
yeah,
good.
yeah. So the thing about that is when I started rescheduling every 2 weeks, I started to notice about that pressure. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna upload it every 2 weeks. I'm not gonna upload it every week. I'll upload it when I can. But thinking about the actual fairness of the span of days where I upload it, obviously I won't go like a month. Maybe once if I don't feel like uploading it or something. But
Yeah.
which is, it could be bad because I'd lose audiences maybe. But I guess that I care about that, but it's more like I can pretty much do what I want. It's one of those things where I'd rather do that than having a scheduled time too.
That's really good, man. That you can find that balance. I like that. Like I had to quit raiding to start doing what I'm doing.
Right, you just completely quit raiding, like no.
Yeah, I just run pugs these days. Being part of a raiding group is very like stressful, especially now with all these different raids that are already out and that are coming out. Everyone's getting like so stressful over an XRAM is an AQ4, not really AQ20. Nobody gives a shit about that, but
Oh yeah.
Never hear anybody talk about AQ20, huh?
No, not really. It's kind of like everybody's in the back of their mind right now, because AQ40 is the biggest deal.
Right? Everyone's really stressed about that, and everyone's trying to like run the dungeons a certain number of times to get everyone geared up.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a very stressful time for everyone.
Mm-hmm. But I remember back in vanilla, it was the opposite. AQ20 was the first one that people wanted to do because they thought it could gear them up, or they thought it was a prerequisite to going in towards AQ40. I remember my old guild when we were doing 20-man. We were doing two groups, 20-man and 20-man. Going into 20-man AQ.
And then just combine them together, right?
Just combine them together.
That's a smart idea.
To go to the AQ40 like a week later, because we didn't know. Like nobody knew then. It wasn't a prerequisite. I think they could just go to AQ40 with geared up characters, and if your guild is fully 100% prepared for an AQ40, I think it's plausible to do it.
Oh, that poor paladin over there. I feel like I should do something, but at the same time,
do it. I want to watch. What level is he in?
Oh, he's getting crunched by that guard.
Yeah.
Oh,
serves him right.
Oh man, this is nature happening. He was dancing. He's asking for it. I'm just gonna walk away. I have no place here. But yeah, what were we talking about before? Raiding.
Yes, raiding. So you're completely done. Just plug-in or?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't really need much of the gear from like MC and stuff. As you can see by my gear, I'm pretty well geared out for MC.
Defender. You got that. What kind of mace is that?
That is Hand of Edward the Odd.
I don't even remember that. What is from where?
It's a 0.01% world drop.
Oh no way.
Yeah, it's
Jesus.
Here, I'll read it out for you. It's got 13 intellect and 10 spirit. It's a 1.6 swing speed mace with a chance on hit that my next cast spell will cast instant.
Jesus. So
and it's extremely rare. I remember at the beginning of the server, Lightning Hoof was trying to sell one for 2,000 gold. This thing dropped in a raid, and the one rule was that, if you got it, you had to be somebody who was planning on using it, and I supposedly was the only person there who planned on using it.
Cool, man. So right now, what's your schedule looking like with your radio? Well, when would be like the best time for me to be a guest, or is that gonna be like a guest, or are you just gonna use the audio clip in here, or are you going to?
Oh no, I'm gonna bring, because well, your show is more of like an out of character. You're talking as a player to player.
Mm-hmm.
But like my show is presented in the style of an in-game broadcast from a character who exists in game.
Okay.
So it would be I would bring you onto the show and start introducing and talking to you like this.
Okay. I could just do my normal voice because I suck at trying to get into my speed limit. I don't think I even thought about what my speed limit character is like, but it's probably too late now. I should have worked on that a while ago.
That's okay. Speed limit is you.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I can't wait for that too. It's gonna be nice.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. But it'll probably be a bit structured. It'll be like a 5-minute segment of some nice hard-hitting questions.
Sure, yeah.
Shooting the shit and laughing our asses off.
Yeah, definitely. Always good with that. I mean, you're doing my podcast, so, just giving in return.
Oh, thanks for having me, man. I've been watching your podcast for about 2 or 3 months now, and pretty much ever since the TC cast, because he was the first person who went on your podcast that I knew.
Yeah, and prior to that,
I didn't even know about it.
Yeah, and when you wanted to ask musicians, how did you find me? Like, I was just asking Discord.
Well, I actually just remembered that like when I was searching for the musicians, I had remembered that when I was looking at your podcast, you had a couple of songs that you posted. And I remember Stormwind was pretty good. I really liked that one, and Essentials. And then you had just put out that new song, Your Gear Gently Weeps, and I was like, oh man, I would totally love to have this guy's music on the thing. And then when I asked in the Deviant Delight Discord that they told me a couple of people who made music, and then one person came back and was like, oh yeah, check out Speed Limit, he makes music too. I was like, oh fuck yeah, Speed Limit.
Yeah, I think that we're starting a revolution here, man, because once maybe a few months from now, after you're in a few episodes, people are gonna realize oh, maybe I can do this too, and they're gonna create their own thing. I hope that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
and we can all help each other out, and I think that's the key, that we can.
Like, I would be so happy if somebody makes like a video format of oh, sorry, I just got to withdraw. I think it'd be so cool if somebody makes like a video format of media for the server. Like whether it's like telling the tales of the land, or doing like an actual news show or something, or even like a sitcom. Like, I'd just love to see the community media of the server.
Actually, I thought about not a full video, not a video or anything like that, but I have a full story that I wanted to try to read out. I think it's maybe gonna take 30 minutes to record it. That's how long it is. It's probably gonna be like unbearable to some people, but I hope like it's a little bit enjoyable with the graphical sound clips and sound effects.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I thought my radio show thing was gonna be unbearable to people, but
oh yeah, it's pretty good, man. Like, especially with the little anecdotal news, and they're hilarious. It's a really good idea.
Like, I thought I didn't know what to think, like what people would end up thinking of the radio play part, like the Murloc, all sorts of things in there. I was really iffy on, but I'm so glad at the reception it's gotten. I don't think you should worry too much about what people are going to think about it.
Yeah, exactly. I've always had that thought too. Like before, I'm like, no, I gotta edit this. People are gonna say it's stupid,
Right?
And then I was like, no, not this. And I started to think that I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave them. And a few of that I've been kind of blessed editing, so it the conversation flows more naturally, and it seems like, if I hesitate on what I was gonna say, if I stutter just even a little bit, if I say something dumb that doesn't make any sense, I would just leave them the way it is, unless if it's like a complete fuck up. Then if I'm really uncomfortable of leaving it there or not leaving it there, I just cut it off and do that. But I found that I've been editing less lately, and I think it's more beneficial that way for me. So I don't spend my time trying to sound perfect, which is gonna be, that's a bad idea for me to kind of start doing that. If I started doing that, then I'd be indecisive all the time to which part I'd want to edit and not. I just want to completely make the conversations the way it is most of the time now.
Right.
So.
Like, I'll admit, I did re-record a couple of parts of my radio show because it didn't sound like perfect enough.
Mm-hmm.
But then eventually I just kind of left it alone, and I thought to myself, like, the mistakes and the lack of perfection is what's going to give it its charm.
Mm-hmm. And in your case, though, it's a little different because you write it, right? You script it, right?
Yeah.
So that's completely different. I understand the whole thing about, if you made a mistake, you do it again. It's kind of like, okay, I think this last song that I spent making it sound the way I want it to, it doesn't have to be perfect, but the sound that you want it to, right? It took me at least like 3 hours to just record the whole thing, right? And I was happy with it because it's written and it's recorded and it's scripted for me, especially with the lyrical the song. You want the lyrics to flow with the music. It can't just be like, I can't be. You have to be picky on that point. I think in your case, then if it's something like it's scripted that you wanted to be perfect, I think that's completely different. There's a difference between that and just talking like the way we're doing it now. If I'm just talking like this and I edit a bunch of them so it sounds more not fluid per se, but it sounds more scripted, then it kind of defeats the purpose of just talking the way I want to talk,
Yeah, right. But like having a few mistakes in there is fine. But like I'm gonna tell this to you, like say this here one time. Mm-hmm. The amount of times that I re-recorded and remade the voice of Charlie Rotskin from the radio,
mm-hmm.
He went through like 3 different voice changes.
Oh yeah. Is that the whole span of that? Was that the same day that you did that, or was that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one whole day of just like recording and making the whole Richard S. Sleuth play.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to settle on Charlie Rotskin's actual voice.
Mm-hmm. I think, yeah, kind of similarities where I wanted to record a different type of tone in my vocals at one point. When I started doing it, keep doing it, and then an hour later, I sounded different. So when I noticed that, I had to stop because I needed to get my breath back and get into my natural voice again, because of the singing part. It kind of stresses your throat and it makes you sound different. So I kind of learned the hard way, I guess, when I started recording it. I thought it sounded fine. I recorded it, I'm like, okay, this is perfect. And then when I played it and I listened to the first part of it, and I listened to that second part of it, and the third part, my pitch of my vocals was getting higher and higher. And I started to notice like distortion in my voice. So I'm like, no, I gotta redo this again. The first part was my natural one. Second and third was a high pitch and distorted. So I had to scrap the second and third and wasted my time instead of taking a break, even for a day maybe, to do that. But that's the way I did my one of my songs. I don't remember which one, but it was, I think it might have been the rap one.
Oh, I really wanted to feature that one on the station.
Yeah. Did you do that one? I don't remember if you did that one.
No, I didn't put that one on the station this time. I need another good rap song to go with it. There was another artist who got sent to me. I really want to put his stuff on there, but the thing is, like, it's like some real street rap. So like,
yeah,
it's got some language in there that I can't quite air.
Yeah.
So I gotta like look through at his library and find one that doesn't have that, right?
Sure.
I found one, but the thing is, it's got one use of the word, but it's in a place that I can really easily edit out. So I might be able to feature his song on the next cast and put your rap song in with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be cool, man. And like I said, I think I have like 2-3 more songs that I need to polish a little bit. Cause
that's amazing. I look forward to it.
Yeah, and the Hunter Weapon is actually a rap too, so. It's it's one of those things that I don't know. I thought I would never. I thought I'd never rap on one of my songs, but I'm trying to mix in different genres into my speed limit music, which is
it's very refreshing to go through a list and see like the alternative rock, and then like to pass through the metal, and like the metal's pretty fucking good. I love it, man. You shred, and then all of a sudden like a country song comes up, and I'm like, whoa, this guy's dope.
At one point, I was gonna make an album, a speed limit album that putting like metal on it, like at first, right? Metal songs, this this badass metal song, and then country song, and then the third one's like, oh, you thought this was a metal album, huh? Well, psych. And then starts with the rap with the third song.
Oh, nice.
So I thought about
start
that.
up with metal, and then the metal turns into the beat in the background.
Yeah.
Start rapping over it.
That's funny. Actually, rap metal is a thing too. So.
Yeah, it's really popular over in like the Far East, right?
Something, yeah. I mean, I've seen. I think it has something to do with like the new metal that came out during the 90s, not 90s, 2000.
Oh yeah, like punk metal fusion,
Limp Bizkit and shit like that. And I think it had something to do with that. Then they started incorporating these rappers into metal, like Run DMC and like Kid Rock and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about Kid Rock.
Yeah. So I think it has something to do with that, and I'm sure that it existed before then too. But the history alone, like you can't really pinpoint of where everything originated from, and it's usually like he said or she said or somebody was influenced by some artist or some sort. But yeah, man, this did you wanted to say anything else before? Because it's 11 in here. I'll go to bed soon. Gotta work in the morning.
Yeah, that's true. Gotta work in the morning too.
Yeah. Look at us, huh? Essentials, right? That song has nothing to do with that, by the way. The Essential songs. It was just it was just a coincidence. Well, actually, if you listen to it, it sounds like it's basically like you've being controlled of what you trying to promote, and they're just controlling you. You shouldn't choose a side, and that's all there is to it. Don't choose a side. You can either take that as politics, or you can either take that as in this game.
Oh, it's my friend Olengui.
Oh.
If anyone else, I would suggest him as your next interview.
All right. Tell him to sign up, man.
He talks entirely in Gnomish. He's learned to translate to everybody. It's hilarious. Olengui, friend to everyone.
Does he RP walk too?
Not everywhere, but not like Tiny.
Not like Tiny, yeah. Yeah, he has. He's proposing a song creation, songs for me, and I told him that send me the stuff that you want me to play, and I'll see what I can do, because I could be picky at songs, man.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I really liked what when you played Tiny's ad at the end of your that was amazing.
Yeah, thanks, man. That was another song too. I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to do a Smash Mouth cover. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do this. But then I started messing with my guitar. I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna record this quickly. I'm just like, okay, that's fine. This sounds okay. So yeah, I mean, there's probably gonna be more time that we can chat and, keeping in touch with each other. And since you're in a club now, I guess, if that's what you call it,
I'm in the media circle.
Media circle. There you go. Yeah.
I mean, it would be a media trifecta, but I'm sorry, I ruined that for you guys.
Nah, you kind of just spiraled into it, so it's more of a. I don't even know where I'm going with it, but it's more like I'm trying to sound smart or something. I don't know.
I'm sure the power of editing will make you sound that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Just like it did for me and mine.
Yeah, it's funny. But yeah, I'm glad we did this. So,
indeed, it was great coming on here with you.
Yeah, so before we depart, do you have anything to say? Do you have any shout outs, or do you want to mention anything else?
Well, definitely a shout out to Tiny for just being Tiny. Love you. Come on by the Tipsy Titan on Saturday for drinks with both the Horde and the Alliance, starting at the stroke of midnight. Just give me a second. I know there's someone I actually want to give a shout out to.
Okay, that's fine, man. Take your time.
The power of editing will make this sound better.
Definitely.
Next thing I know, you're just going to upload it just like this.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I mostly just want to shout out to most of my great RP connections on the server here. The great guys at Vengeance of Elune and Winterforge Clan. Love you guys. And my Horde connections of Landlubbers, Sharp Tusk, and especially the Iron Circle and the old guys of Not Occult. I miss you guys. I remember some of my first connections into the Horde were the good fellows at
Yeah, that's awesome, man. It's a real pleasure to talk to you, dude. It's nice to get to know Keldrick.
Oh, thanks. It was really great to come on the show and get to know you more personally.
Definitely, man. So yeah, let's get in together with your show next time.
Perfect. Thanks for having me on, man.
Yep. Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.